Right. Three, two, one. Hi, guys. It's your girl, Jaylah, co founder of Cafe Cultura. And we always bring you some of the freshest new things. Anything you need to know probably comes through us first. And today I have with me the twins of tech, Tyler and Taylor of Destruction Labz. Welcome, guys. How are you? Hold on. Got them right. There you go.
Hey, how's everything going, Jayla?
Good. How's it going with you?
Oh, good.
All right, guys. So I have to. Which one's Tyler and which one's Taylor?
So Taylor's wearing a white shirt today. I'm wearing a white, and Tyler's wearing black.
Okay. I got it now. So let's start with Taylor. Taylor, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are really up to and your position in this, since we don't want to give it away yet, uh, what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Taylor. I'm the founder of Destruction Labz. A little bit about my background. I'm a software engineer by trade. Prior to starting my own company, I was working in a few different sectors of software. The first one was open source tooling, and then I went into gaming, where I worked at Epic Games for a little bit, creating developer ecosystems, helping them with onboarding, branding, and all of that stuff. And then I transitioned into software for cybersecurity. So that was kind of my time there. And then I went and started Destruction Labz.
Oh my God, that's amazing. There's so many different layers. And I think especially people transitioning into tech don't seem to like understand that. But once you're in it and you're seeing the background, like it really is like a lot of layers, and you have to be kind of like very multi-talented in a way.
Yeah, no, it's a vast field out there. And so I kind of did a little bit of hopping around between industries.
What industries were you in? Like,
So I went from traditional software and open source. Then I went into gaming with Epic Games, and then I went into cybersecurity with my last company before founding my own company, Destruction Labz. So then full circle came back to gaming.
is gaming? Can you say for sure that gaming is it? Like, that's your favorite?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, all of the other sectors play a key part in what I do now, right? Because security, ecosystem building, it all kind of helps me with my own company now. So it definitely wasn't for nothing.
Absolutely. And now we got to talk a little bit more to Tyler. Tyler, tell us a little bit about yourself, your passions, and what you're up to right now.
Yeah, thank you. My name's Tyler. I'm the CTO for Destruction Labz. Prior to Destruction Labz, I was the lead mobile engineer at a sustainability startup. I left there to get a little more enterprise experience, where I was a mobile engineer slash front end engineer at AutoZone, which is a lot more of a technical company than it may seem at a surface level. And then after that, I came on full time as the CTO for Destruction Labz. And I similar background to Taylor in terms of gaming being our passion. Grew up gaming, so this is a very full circle moment for us to create our own gaming company.
Is it a big difference jumping from, like you said, something technical like AutoZone to like right back into gaming? Like, or were there skills that you picked up there that you think really have helped out?
Oh, there were definitely skills that I picked up from each company and experience that helped me as a founder, and then specifically a founder in the gaming industry. It is different going from a software engineer on a team to leading the team. But I think that my experience just through life has helped me and geared me towards this. So it's different, but in a good way, right? Some nuances, but I would much rather, I prefer being the head of the engineering shop and where we are now.
So what, like, I know you said you made the connection, you're at Destruction Labs now, and what are you passionate about building? Like, what is it that you're building? What are you working on?
Right now, we're building our gaming platform, which is One Shot. And so I'm passionate about that. We grew up in the competitive gaming and esports scene, and it was really young when we were coming up. So to be able to dream about building an application like this for this long and to actually have that come to fruition, that's what I'm most excited about.
Oh, I love that. And I know that you, like you mentioned, you've been in the gaming industry like since you were young, right? Tell us a little bit more of what that was like, because like not everybody gets that opportunity. You know, it's a pretty big, you know, especially for, you know, if when you're younger, because you like, I mean, I would be excited. So tell us a little bit more like how that happened.
Yeah, I think the first console, I think we both paused because the first console we purchased was probably a Sega Genesis or something we had laying around the house. So that's kind of how we got into gaming at a super young age. We were probably like 5 or 6 when we actually started gaming. And then it kind of snowballed from there with Nintendo and PlayStation making the PlayStation 2, Nintendo making the Nintendo 64 and GameCube. We pretty much had at least one of those consoles in the house at all times. And so we remember playing like Duck Hunt and things like way back then, and that kind of experience was it stuck with us, right? Because that was something that you could go into a different world, right? And so after that, we then went into what was it, Xbox,
Yeah,
right?
Xbox
So
360.
Xbox, no, it was the regular Xbox One, or the first one, for Halo 2 and those things. And we used to play that with our cousin. Everyone would come over and we would all bring our controllers and just play split screen, right? Like, don't look at my screen, like all of that stuff. And then we transitioned to the Xbox 360. And the game we played for years was Halo 3. I think that that game maybe single-handedly changed our like trajectory in gaming, because it had everything. It had competitive, it had social. Like the foundation of that game was so sound that the community around it, we were able to be a part of that community and feel like we were a part of something bigger. And those kind of feelings from a universe or something that a game would give us at a younger age, that stuck with us, and it's like built into everything we do now. And so that's kind of how gaming, changed a lot for myself.
Now that we're talking, like, you know, really getting into the heart of it, which is gaming, you know, we have, at least where, yeah, I was in media and stuff, there's like an evolution happening in different industries, but they all involve tech at the end of the day. So the evolution of gaming, like, what do you guys think about that? What excites you about this industry that has you guys here and really working on Destruction Labs?
Yeah, so like you said, the evolution of gaming and everything. I think right now it's kind of hard not to have a tech component to your company, especially if you're in gaming. We see all of these intersections colliding, right? We see tech, we see, brands, athletes, music, it's all colliding at like the intersection of gaming. And so for us, that helps position the things we build, the products we push out, because everything is kind of like growing and scaling to this point. Because what we're realizing is these siloed ways of doing entertainment, maybe it wasn't working, it worked for a really long time, but you can have this new evolution of entertainment, right? When I was younger playing those games that we mentioned before, you had the soundtrack of the game, but that was it. But now you're able to have different musicians, different artists make soundtracks specifically for games. You're able to have them bring in music after the fact. You're able to bring in characters and brands. So it's all colliding. Fortnite is a really good example of that. How you can start to paint one story cohesively throughout an entire universe, right? And so I think, Fortnite is really giving off those Ready Player One vibes and showing, the boundaries of where we could go in this entertainment and gaming sector. And so for us, we're leveraging that with our platform, right? doing different things like allowing players to put music on their profiles, just different little features like that that were not, possible before, or maybe they were overlooked or looked at as kind of not important.
So, how is Destruction Labs different
Yeah,
from
so
the, you know, gaming? Because I know everybody just hears of the big gaming companies, but they don't understand that there's other places this comes from.
Yeah, so I think this is a two-part question. I'll answer part of it and I'll let Tyler answer the other part, because
Right.
the way it's different is, I think, how we were born, right? We were born in Web3 as a brand, and an IP started with Alley Katz. And I'll let Tyler speak to that point, but really one part of this pillar is that culture, right? We were able to infuse culture in a good story from the foundation of the company, right, from the inception. And so nowadays you get inside of a universe, and if it's not something that is like an original IP or story or something, it's very hard to latch onto, and sometimes it feels a little bit disconnected. So we really like to focus on that authenticity. The team that we build, they come from different companies like Blizzard, Epic Games, Game Loft, from mobile and console gaming world. So that has also really helped with that cohesiveness and the idea wheel, right? And so I'll let Tyler speak about the culture and the brand part of it.
Yeah, I think piggybacking off of what Taylor said, it starts with our team, I think, and having a diverse team. And one cool thing is like being remote, we now are connected to people from other sides of the world who have a different gaming experience, and they can offer us insight to help our product and our culture be more welcoming to places that we never even been, which is interesting. But definitely the culture that he spoke of, and this is a new thing, right? This isn't something that's been done before. A Web3 born gaming club or gaming company that is making waves and connecting the traditional way we do gaming in the Web2 world to this Web3, right? So we see ourselves as a bridge, and having people on both sides of those bridges, right? From the Web3 side of things and from the Web2 side of things, help us position ourselves to really, I think, garner a much wider audience. And so I see Destruction Labs different in that way. So yeah.
How has your background um prepared you guys for your founder journey? Being a founder isn't easy. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
People think it's just like, okay, you're a founder, cool, you're making like it's not always that easy.
Yeah, no, it is not easy at all, right? How my background helped, right? So I spent about 20 years as a consumer playing games, purchasing them, and getting that whole feel going, right? So I think I got to spend, the last, let's say, 4 years as producing product and being on that kind of developer side of things. And then I spent some time actually working for an enterprise level, like gaming company and things like that. So I think that that has helped shape me, because my perspective on the space is different. I can see it from the gamer's perspective. I can see it from the company's perspective. I can see it from the brand perspective, and so that gives me a level of understanding when I'm building out these products and shipping these different experiences. And I like to leverage that because I've been in the community. Like I said, I help growing communities, and now I'm building my own.
How will Destruction Labs change the competitive gaming aspect? I know there's so many components to that, and what sets it apart from, I know we've touched base on a couple of the things, but in totality, like what is, you know, that difference that it's like, oh, okay, this is it.
Yeah, so I think how we can change that competitive landscape, or how we're going to, is we're really trying to like break down those barriers. I think right now people are focused on the top 1% of players, leaving the bottom 99% of players that aren't pro to kind of go fend for themselves in a way. And we do have programs like those that are in games where they have qualifiers and different things like that. But when you're doing that, it's fun. But after you do that, there's nowhere for your data to persist. There's nowhere for that community that came together to play competitive. There's nowhere for them to live, right? And so for us, the way that we see us changing it is, not only do we think that we can grow the competitive community in their skill set, but we can also have a place for them to live when they're not in season, when they're not competing, and also have a place for their data to persist, right? So they can go back and look at those achievements. I mean, what do we always think about when we have a good memory? It's something in the past, right? And for gamers, outside of that clip that they may be uploaded to YouTube, or the pictures they got at the event, they really don't have a place for this stuff to live. And so what we're giving them is this profile that should persist over time and allow them to kind of populate it with their highest achievements, those moments that they really want to hold on to. And so being able to put this in one central hub, I think that alone will change competitive gaming and how we view it.
Yeah, I do want to add to. I think the social layer that he was speaking to is a big part of it, right? Because currently there are different platforms, and offering a competitive way to play is also, it's great, right? But there's also that social element that gets the connection of the players there and connects these players from different games, IPs, and fandoms, all to celebrate it in one central place, like he was speaking to. So while competitive is a forefront and a focus, what's really going to separate us is our social layer and how we tie it all together to not only make it a competitive experience, but a experience that the brands and the fans can enjoy. That's more than just a one-off tournament, right? That's more than just one event. And like Taylor said, you know, that data persisting and having a central place for players to go and celebrate and talk about the competitive side of things not only helps us, but it also helps grow the competitive scene, which is something that's near and dear to our heart.
I know we already kind of spoke about it a little bit, and I think you covered most of it, but I want to make sure that we don't miss any of it. How do you factor culture into what you do?
You want me to take this one?
Yeah, Tyler loves speaking about the brand, the culture around it. So
He's quiet
No,
over there, so let's go.
like to me, culture is like it's weaved into everything we do at Destruction Labz, even from the name, right? Alley Katz being the IP and the brand, that came from LA lingo, hearing people refer to as cats growing up. And then we don't often talk about it, but a destruction is a group of feral cats, right? So that's the connection there. But it's taking our lived experiences, not only from ourselves, but from other teammates, again, who are in different parts of the world. And cats are one of those things that are universally like loved. So being able to take those cats and these characters and infuse different cultures and like rich stories into them, it helps us, like that bleeds through every fabric of the brand, like from the platform to the IP to the software we make, who we make it for. It's just ingrained in everything we do.
That's amazing. And now I have to ask, how is it building a tech company with your brother?
Uh,
Who's
you
going
want
to
to take?
take that first?
I'll let Taylor take it
so
first.
yeah, that's a loaded question. You want to start an argument, right? No, it's fun, right? It's fun. I think the whole like twin telepathy thing might have some
A little
validity
help.
to it. Yeah, like um, just because we're kind of on the same page about something, and I think working at a tech company, you're not always going to make the right decision, right? You're going to do things that work. You're going to do things that don't work. You're going to build stuff that breaks sometimes, and I think with us, it's easier to make decisions because we kind of align on most of the decisions, like probably 99% of them. And that's either a really good thing or a really bad thing when we break things. But when we do break things, we try to just kind of like talk it through and understand where we went wrong. And so having someone that you know their mannerisms, you grew up literally sharing a bunk bed with, it's a lot easier to understand where you're coming from when you do have to have these tough discussions about things that are breaking, things that are not being delivered on time. Like it's a lot easier to do that with a sibling.
Yeah, I agree. And funny enough,
I was waiting there. He's like, what do I say?
yeah, I was gonna say mine is gonna sound a lot similar to his answer, but yeah, I think not only being twins, but both being engineers, right? Because one thing about tech is you realize very quickly that everything comes with trade-offs. There's never going to be a decision you make that doesn't have some type of lasting effect somewhere else. And it's about minimizing that and making the best decision for the company. And so, because our vision for the company is so aligned, coupled with our background in tech, it does make decision making a lot easier because we can come to quick logical decisions based on, the trade-offs and talk about them. And when we're aligned with the vision, it makes everything else easier.
I love it. I love the brotherly love and the love and passion you guys have for gaming. Definitely comes off. You guys are giving all that gaming vibe, and I love it. And I have my last and final question because we got to know, what do you guys have coming for us from Destruction Labs?
Yeah, so for Destruction Labs right now, we are in phase one of our platform, oneshot.gg. So right now, you'll be able to go over to that URL and reserve your gamer tag. Your gamer tag is your unique identifier inside of our ecosystem. And as we start to build this out, you guys are going to be able to build your profiles. You're going to be able to compete in branded tournaments and experience and track those stats. But for today, you can reserve your gamer tag, and then we'll send out emails updating you guys on how to get involved as we continue to grow and launch these features.
Can I be the queen of the land?
You can be whatever you want if you hurry and go over to the URL because someone might take that. Like
No,
we've been
I
getting
wanted to be the queen.
signups all day.
You guys have to fix it. You're the one putting it together.
I can't. You got to take it. It's like the original like Xbox or something when people rushed over there and took the cool classic gamer tags, and then the people that came 5 years after, they had to either buy them or get them some other way, right?
I love it. Thank you guys so much for spending time with us and telling us a little bit more about your story and what's coming. We're excited to see what's coming, and we appreciate your time. Thank you guys.
No, thank you so
Oh,
much. And
well, I have to add this in though. Well, how can they get in contact with you? How can the
that's
people donate? And where's the money going? I need all that information.
Yeah, I was actually going to add that. So you can follow us at Destruction Labs on all socials. That's Labs with a Z, LABZ. So Destruction Labs on all socials. That's also our website. You can go to our website and go down to the bottom and submit your email to be notified when we have updates, different experiences launching, different features launching, and things like that. But again, you can go to oneshot.gg to reserve your gamer tag today.
Awesome.
Yes.
Any other Instagram, social media, anything else for you guys?
Yeah,
Can-
at Destruction Labs on all platforms.
All right. Awesome.
And
Thank you guys so much once again. And any last words?
No, thank you for having us today, Jayla. That was an amazing interview. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you guys.